Hello and welcome. I am Ollie Juno and this is my crafty corner. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. If you are a new viewer, I appreciate you coming in. Today's video is a little different than normal because I am going to mesh my floss with me and my stitch with me together today. I had done that at the start of my videos, but then I separated them. I'm doing them together today because I did not get any stitching done this weekend, so I didn't get my video made. So today's play catch-up day. Yay! All right, so today is August the 11th. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the Flosstube part of this. I did not get, like I said, I didn't get a whole lot done. I think for the week I got about 600 to 800 stitches in on my kitten and the rose hade. As you can see, I've made a little bit of progress. Got all the way down and came all the way, and then I think I was all the way down on that picture, and I'm almost halfway up. So about 400 or 500 stitches on it. So, oops, this needs to go over here. I did not get a lot done on it today, this weekend. And then I've got my current project, which I believe this is what I had before. I think I was down here in this section. I don't have the video or a picture of it at the moment, but I was down here in this section. Oop, wrong thing. There we go. And now I'm up in this section. I got about 300 stitches in this yesterday. But I figured this would be what I would stitch on with me, do my stitch with me this week. If y'all have a preference on which one y'all would prefer me to work on, I'm pretty open to them. I like all my projects. A lot of times I just kind of go, hey, I guess I'm gonna work on this one. I don't really have any set plans for anything. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into my stitch with me, because that's all the progress I have on cross stitch. So let me bring this down. There we go. See? Hi, Minnie! All right. So, we are going to go ahead and start. Keep that still. All right. I got this down low enough so my head ain't gonna get in the view of it like I did that one time. But I still think it's out of my way so I don't have to worry about being in the camera being in my way. All right, so let me do this. Okay. All right, so let us go. How about my week? The last video I had was last Wednesday, and that was my Flosstube. Thursday and Friday were normal days. I just had a bunch of errands to run, so I didn't really get much stitching going. By the time I got home, all I did was lay down and read a book. Then my daughter went in for her orientation for her new job on Wednesday and finished everything up but there was an error and they had to terminate her. And have her come home and reapply because her social security number had gotten put into the system incorrectly. But she should still, from what they said, she should still be good to start her shift on Monday. So that's good. But I had to make fun of her. I was like, you don't even get started on your job one day and you got fired. What the heck? How bad of a worker are you? Nah. She's a good worker. It was just funny. Still haven't figured out, like, somehow in the inputting her in the system, whether it was her mistake when she put the application in, or their mistake when they were putting her in their system, but somehow one of her numbers got flipped. So they had to get her to reapply with the correct social number so that they could get her in the system correctly. So, yeah, that was fun. The kids started school last week. That's been pretty good. And my daughter has some teachers that she doesn't really like. But I think that's most schools. You always have a teacher or two that you just don't really like. Here we go. And my son's in the same class he was in last year. He's got a few newer classes. They're trying to branch him out. He's, so far he's doing okay. He came home and did homework yesterday, so that's new for him. He doesn't normally have homework. I know we're going to have to figure something out because I keep getting ferrets on the loose. The cage that we've had for the ferrets for the past few years, they have found the trick of getting out of it somehow. My ferrets are fairly skinny, and they fit right between the bars of the cage. So, we're going to have to invest in another ferret cage that they can't squeeze through. Yeah, because I was working this morning, and so after my son had already left for school, and no, I'm sorry, this was yesterday morning. My son had left for school. Then next thing I know, the kittens are acting a little weird. They don't hurt the ferrets, but they do like to hunt the ferrets. They don't attack them, they just kind of follow them around, kind of acting like they're bigger and better than them. But we've had the kittens out enough times with the ferrets. If the kittens don't hurt the ferrets, I still won't leave the ferrets and the kittens unsupervised. Just because ferrets do give off the rodent type feel. And I don't want to take the chance of accidentally losing a ferret due to kittens getting a little too rough. But like I said, I was working and I heard like a rustling sound Not, you know, like, you can tend to learn when you've got a ferret on the loose. They just make this weird sound when they're scratching through things. So, I left my desk and went to hunt them up, and lo and behold, I found Sugar, my girl ferret, all the way in my daughter's room under her bed. Here, let's scroll in so y'all can see my stitching better. Give me just a second here. So y'all can see exactly what I'm working on. There we go. Now y'all can see exactly what I'm doing. So I had to go pick her up and put her back in her cage. My other ferret, Spice, we had to lock the cage so he couldn't get out because he's good about opening the cage. But Sugar can just fit right through the bars. I'm like, this scrawny little butt. But yeah, she just squeezes right through. I'm like, and they've been in this particular cage for like 3 years now. 2 years now. 2 years now. So it's like, why all of a sudden? But so might have to look into getting a new cage for the ferrets, or at least figuring out how to keep her from getting out of it. Because, you know, they're just scrawny, and they just like slide right through the sides of the cage. It's crazy. See. Oh, this is not in the right spot. Needs to go over one. Okay, so I'm going to go here. 2, 3, 4. Let me fix this real quick. I miscounted my squares. I'm glad I caught it because it really sucks when there's been 1 or 2 times when I've been stitching and I come across a square and it's like, where does this belong? I don't even know. Okay, so we're here. No, we're down one more. So that's the end. We're down, down. And then this goes 1, 2, 3. I was way off with this one. Sorry guys, I gotta fix this or it'll catch me next time. I'll be like, oh, I'll remember what I did. Nope. I get to it a few days later going, this isn't adding up right. Which color is this supposed to be? Because I know there's one color I couldn't figure out where it was supposed to go. Yeah, I couldn't figure out where it was supposed to go. I ended up ending the thread and just throwing it away because I had no clue where it was supposed to go. All right, so now, you know, for our plans last weekend, we had a blast. I went to my first pool party that I've had since in 3 years. I think it's been 3 years since I've been to any kind of pool party. Yeah, because it's been 3 years since the pool died here. So, yeah, me and my husband went to a pool party to our friend's birthday party. We had a blast. It was the pool was one of those where it wasn't the deepest part was 4 foot, so it's just a nice wader pool, you know. I did get a little sunburnt on my shoulders, but I didn't get too bad of a sunburn. We are planning to go to, they have another party coming up this weekend, so I am planning to go to that, but I should still be able to, I've set aside the time to make sure my video gets put out this time. Last weekend, it was just kind of a spur of the moment thing. It was like, oh, we've been invited to this. Yeah, let's go. This weekend, we've kind of got it in the plan, so I can plan to get my video put together so I can make sure it's out before the weekend is up. But it was nice hanging out with adults, talking with other people. I get to talk to people because I get on Stitch With Me, I get on like Discord chats and talk with people. I do like Zoom meetings. I want to try to join, I was going to try to join the Zoom meeting with Dizzy Stitcher. He has a Facebook group that he joined. They have a Discord, not a Discord. Words. They have a Zoom meeting and they're having it this Saturday. I had planned on going, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to because I don't think we'll be home from the party in time. Because the party doesn't start till about 4 in the evening, and we probably won't be home until like 2 in the morning. Then we'll just be homebodies again for a while. I'm having a hard time seeing this color in this stitch today. I think it's where I've got my lighting. It's kind of throwing me off. But yeah. So I was wanting to try to join the Stitch With Me, but I don't see it actually happening because they'll be doing the Stitch With Me. I will still be at the party. And so hopefully next weekend I'll be able to join it. The next video they don't do it every weekend. But hopefully the next video that he does, or Zoom meeting he does, I'll be able to join to say hi to everybody. And then let's see. I will say I have been slacking on my workouts in the morning because I haven't been getting to bed at a good time. Like, I haven't been going to bed till after 11. So getting up at 5 in the morning just has not been working very well. So I'm going to try to get a better bedtime so I can get back into my morning routine. I was doing real good there for a while, and now it's just like I can't barely wake up in the mornings. Just so tired. Whew. Work is still as crazy as always. It's not really slowed down much. I'm gonna do this. There, now I can see. When I'm working on white, it's really hard to see the fabric unless I got a really bright light on me. So, yeah, I gotta switch. I know my nails are pretty bad today. I apologize. Today was clean day. I had to clean the kitchen, so I got really bad nails. I didn't get time to repaint my fingernails before it was time to do my video, because if I want to get it posted, I didn't really have time to paint them. But I'll make sure they're nice and pretty on this weekend. Come on. My kittens are sleeping. I've got one in front of me and I got one behind me in my other chair. I'm like, yep, they're gonna sleep away up until about 9:30, and then they're gonna play all night when I'm trying to sleep. Yeah. That's just the way they like to do it. Come on, there we go. Alright, so now do this until I run out of thread. Whew. And so that's basically been my week. Fighting with ferrets, dealing with a sunburn. Luckily the sunburn wasn't too bad. Just a little tender on the, like, this part of my shoulder. Seeing as I was in the sun from like 3 o'clock until 9. Not too big of a deal. And of course, I did not bring any suntan lotion with me. I have some for this weekend though, because I definitely don't want to burn. I've already browned, so definitely don't want to turn into a burn. Sorry, I'm quiet. I'm counting to make sure I'm in the right spot. will, you know, I know I've said it before, but I really love parking. Just works for me. Yeah. I know I will agree, when I first saw parking, I was like, how do you do that? I don't see how you could even keep up with what you're doing. But for me, having them already, doing the parking, I don't know. I like it because I don't like to waste threads. And to me, I feel like I waste more threads when I do the counted country cross stitch, because it's a lot of ending threads. And truthfully, what I would normally do is where I would normally continue with the thread, like when I'm working in, because I would do basically what I'm doing now, square by square. I would do so many stitches in this square before I would move on to the next square. And then I would go down. Basically, I'd always try to run till I ran out of thread, just so I didn't waste it. This way, I don't have to run with my thread. I just pull it down to where the next stitch is and then go to my next one. And I don't have to worry too bad about, so a lot of times with my threads, I would have all these little holes, like 3 or 4 stitches big, like 3 or 4 squares, and I just have like little holes inside of them. This way, I don't have nowhere near as large of a section that does that. Give me. Thank you. All right, let me mark this off to where I stopped at. There we go. Now we're going to grab the next color. Alrighty. And I really like the parking method, mainly because I don't have to decide what my next color is, really. I go by pattern. Oops, sorry for bumping the camera. It's like what's my, I start at the bottom down here, and it's like, okay, this thread is down here, closer down here, so that's the one I'm going to start with. There's no question or trying to debate on which one is my next color. It's like, I already know, because I know the pattern I'm going. All right, so here, so there's 1, 6 down, and there's 6 down. All right, mark these off. There we go. Next color. I'll probably quit at this square. Like I said, this is just a short stitch with me, a short floss tube today. I don't know. I don't really have much to talk about. I mean, I've had a really busy week, but nothing to really talk about for my week because it's mostly just been work and errands. Except for Saturday and Sunday. And those were spent hanging with friends at a pool party. I did get to show off some of my artwork, or some of my cross-stitch projects. Nobody over there does any kind of cross-stitch or anything like that, so they don't quite get my enthusiasm, but it's all good. Some of them have parents that used to cross-stitch, and they're like, you know, they always thought it was cool, but it's just not their thing. But that's totally fine. Up until this year, it wasn't my thing neither. I would have never have touched cross-stitch. It would never even crossed my mind if I wouldn't have been watching people on Twitch do it. Truthfully, it wouldn't have crossed my mind at all if it wasn't for one of the streamers I watch, Vanishing Curl. She is doing a pattern. Yeah, words. That is a cross-stitch pattern, but she's using beads only. Kind of like, I know I've showed this once or twice, but it's like this one. It's just beads being, you know, you use beading thread. This pattern here, I'm using what they call Nymo. But you just use your beads on the Ada fabric. Which I know they have patterns out there that you can buy that way. But she picked a pattern and put the beads herself. So I was like, I'll try that. And I enjoyed it. I like it because with these, you're basically following in a row. So it's like, it's not really counted cross stitch. It's kind of like this, except for it's more like the traditional parking, because you're literally just changing your color of bead instead of your color of thread. You're changing your color of bead to make the pattern, where this would be changing the color of thread. So instead of working in the 10 by 10 squares, you'd be working in a 10 by 10 line. Which some like, I think with her pattern, that's kind of closer to what she's doing. She's working in 10 by 10 lines. 10 by 10, a certain amount of blocks at a time. On that one, my pattern, I'm just going across, since it's not a very large pattern. I do need to get that back out and work on it though. I haven't touched it in a while. But I started doing that. So when I won, that is not in the right place. So when I won the free pattern from Serenadia's channel, Twitch With Me channel, she's the one that this came from and this one came from. She was having a giveaway for, I think it was for hitting a certain amount of followers, if I remember right. And one of the other people gifted her a pattern to give away, and I won the pattern. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and try this. This would not be something I would normally do, but I'm doing these with beads. Let me try it with just thread. And I have been hooked. I like it with the beads, don't get me wrong, it looks unique. But with the thread, it's just quicker. For one, you ain't gotta worry about knocking your beads over, because I do that all the time. I will have my container of beads and I'll just knock them all over. It's a pain, but yeah. I'll need to work on that. Tighten that a little bit. Yeah, I did real good. I got like, I picked up a bunch of patterns that just after I got that one, and I believe I completed 6 last year, and I've completed, actually this year, I do believe I completed a total of 3. They were all at the beginning of the year in January, just before I started my Heaven and Earth Kitten in the Rose Hade. That was kind of my early birthday present, because my birthday was in February. So, you know, I was like, I bought it and got everything I needed for it. And I haven't completed anything since then. But I've also been, you know, until recently, I've been working on really big projects. Like this one has 156,000 stitches. My kitten has 240,000 stitches. The dragon has 42,000 stitches. Let's see. Hi, Simon. Are we gonna have a kitten in view? Maybe? He's moving stuff. And he kept himself completely out of the camera. What the heck? Sneaky little butt. Like, he literally was right here. I figured for sure his tail would be in the view. But no, he had to come up here and lay on the desk with his sister. He got tired of laying by himself, I guess. So now they're both laying on my desk in front of me. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, projects. The dragon one is only, I think it's like 42,000 if I remember right. The other ones that I finished, I think the largest one was 18,000 stitches. She said no. He came over to lay by his sister and she went and laid somewhere else. She said she didn't want to lay with her brother. But now a bunch of my ones that I've gotten recently, they are smaller. They'll the Christmas gift ones will they're nowhere near as large as any of these others. And so I'm hoping I need to start focusing on those. I like my bigger projects, but I really do need to focus on those. I might work on one until I get it completed, since I don't have time to stitch at work anymore with the call volume being as high as it is, until things settle down. Maybe in the evening times I'll pick up my projects. I think the one I'll complete first is going to be my Merry Christmas one. I think this is the one I'm going to work on getting completed, as I only have this section here to work on, which this is where 90% of the stitches are. But, oops, sorry for that. That's where 90% of the stitches are, but yeah, I get that one completed, then like maybe make it into one of my rotations, like where I have my big ones basically set on a rotation. I stitch on my I have 2 nights set aside for my kitten and the rose. I have 2 nights set aside for this one. My dragon, I only stitch on, once a week, if at all recently. I still enjoy the pattern, but my kitten in the rose has my main interest. That's the one I love to stitch on. But this one I like stitching on. It gives me it's getting to the point where it's giving me a good variety of color, where my kitten is all one color. Basically, they're all different shades of a gray and a lighter gray, darker grays, blacks, and browns. And they're pretty consistent stitches, because sometimes, certainly where I'm working at right now, there's only 3 to 4 colors within the square. So the stitches go by pretty fast, because there's very little thread changing, within those squares. It's like, oh, pick this color and do about 10 stitches. Pick this color, do about 4 stitches. Oh, now we are all on this color until the square is full. So, oh, don't do that. Yeah. Alright, now I need to get this last color. 37. Where is it at? Where is it at? There it is. Right? No. There it is. Go. Thank you. There we go. Now I'll kind of stretch this out a little bit. Alrighty. I'm gonna finish this square off, and then that is going to be the end of me today. Alright. With this pattern, I don't know if I mentioned it, this particular material is Easy Guide, 18 count. I'm doing 2/1. I do the loop start, and I tend to do a loop pin finish on my my stitches, depending on how much thread I have left on if I get the loop finish in. If I don't, it's not too big of a deal, because with this being Ada, it is easy to do the pin stitch portion of it. But I do like doing the loop portion as well, because to me it just seems to make me feel like it's just a bit more secure. When I first started stitching, I was doing the what is it called? I was going under the threads, waist threads? No, it's not waist threads. It's I was feeding it under the other threads on the back. Whatever that is called. Now with my Having an Earth design, my kitten and the rose, I do use waist threads, kind of. I will do a loop finish, and then I will thread pull the strand over to the edge of the square I'm working on. And then as soon as I'm done working in that square, I snip the ends. I don't go very far. I know some people do their waist threads where there's a bunch of them off to the side. I have not been able to do that. Just looks odd to me and throws me off on what I'm working on, so but we'll also see when on other projects as well, because some of them are going to be bigger and have a lot more colors. This current project that I'm working on has the most colors of all my projects, so it is going to be interesting when I actually start getting into the mix of all the colors. Because I think this had 89 colors to it. Alrighty, and this is my last stitch. Oh, nope, I got one more. There we go. And now this is my last stitch. And this project will get put away for a few days. And I think tomorrow, tomorrow I'm going to work on my Christmas one. Get some stitches into that. Depending on how much I get to stitch tomorrow on if I switched one of my other projects. Because I'm normally, with that one, with it being only 4 colors, I can normally stitch on it for about, a couple of 100 to about 120 stitches before I get ready to do something different. So that is the end of me. I gotta wrap up my threads into these little doodaddies here. Because my kitten likes my thread too much. So I found that if I put them in these, it doesn't tempt them like normal. So I put those in there so the threads don't dangle. So like I said, that is the end of me tonight. I appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out. I hope you enjoyed the stitch with me. And hopefully next week I will have more for my Flosstube. Alrighty, that's about all I got. So everybody have a great week, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.